Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty swell. Oh, let's go fuck the Sheik Ditto. Yeah, I mean I agree, dude. I I have played this matchup a lot. I live with Mo Money, and who's actually he's the one who was asking you for lessons before,
Okay.
and I he did not get a response, which I think hurt his feelings, but that's fine. And he is like a dedicated diehard chain grabber. Refuses not to chain grab. He's like, this is optimal, and I'm like, but we're homies, and he's like, yeah, but this is optimal, and this is the way I'm gonna play it. Which makes me kind of sad, like legitimately makes me sad. He is the reason I have stopped chain grabbing players that are worse than me. Like if I think I can beat a Pikachu or a Yoshi or Ganondorf without chain grabbing, then I won't chain grab. Uh, because of how tilted I have gotten as a result of chain grabbing.
Jeez. Okay. So that's pretty brutal. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not great, and I know that it's like, and I know that this affects me mentally. Like this gets in my head. I like it could do. Oh what? Oh shit! Hold up, I pulled up Twitch because I'm trying to find the link to our VOD. But I just get insanely tilted. If I start like fucking up, or he's really outplaying me in neutral or something, I feel like I just can't really think too hard about the game anymore. And I mean, I have a pretty great mentality most of the time, and like I mean,
The
self,
Sheik
self,
Ditto is like the chain grab Sheik Ditto is just kind of like its own
dude.
beast though when it
It
comes to
is the
matchups.
it's the least fun I ever have playing melee. It is like the most unfun thing that I have experienced in this game. It's even worse than like a fox that isn't approaching me and is like just beating me because they're forcing me to approach over and over again. I'm doing bad approaches. This is more frustrating because it's like I we're playing the same character, right? And so it feels like I should be able to win. Whereas when it's the Fox, I'm like, okay, well, Fox is good, whatever. I lose this matchup, but there's like that excuse doesn't exist anymore. Let me what?
I feel like maybe that's kind of the thing though. Maybe part of how we can improve our mentality begins with accepting that maybe the excuse isn't even really like that helpful for us. Like even if we lose the matchup, we've still chosen to play this matchup.
Yeah, I can't think about it like that. I really do have to just think about like this is my opponent, and I need to figure out how to beat them, and I shouldn't be thinking about like, oh, it's okay if I lose this or like whatever. But it's just hard because this I
It's
mean
not
this one
fun.
it's not fun, and I enjoy playing melee and competing because fun playing almost anyone, but not this matchup. And it was to the point where in our we played last week on Thursday, I didn't like LRA start, but it was 3 stocks to 1, and I just ran off stage and like I was like, fuck it, I'm not playing this. Uh, and I never do that. I like never give up. So that was like I think it was a pretty jarring moment for me. Like reflecting afterwards, I was like, damn, I really just like I I had given up before that moment. I think.
Yes.
Uh,
I, I
so I
want I want to applaud you though for realizing that because a lot of players think it's the moment that they hit LRA start or unplug the controller or like they think that is the moment that they've given up. No, that's just the symptom of the moment.
right.
That's just the moment coming to like that's just the consequence of reaching that point without like without intervention or properly managing it. Um, that's what happens after though. But the point that like I'm curious if you think back to the games that you were playing, what do you think was the actual point where you decided this wasn't fun anymore?
So I got 4 stocked game one in a minute and 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that wasn't fun. But even then, I was like, okay, I just need to like
Need to
slow it
clean
down.
up. Yeah.
In my mind, I was already like, well, fuck. I mean, because so we've gone through periods like the first 6 times I ever played Mo Money, he beat me every time, and then I figured it out, and I won like the next 7 sets or something like that. And then we like sort of traded sets for a bit. Then I was winning the sets again, and now he's beat me the past like 6 or 7 times. Uh, and so I'm like, and he's a grinder. He's been grinding. He's been practicing, training, all that shit. So, like, it makes sense. But I know there's got to be things that I'm just doing majorly wrong in this matchup. He was just choosing options that made it feel like he knew what to do, and I did not. I'm sending you the link though to
Perfect.
the VOD. With the timestamp.
Excellent. So let me just bring this up on my screen and lower the volume, and we will figure this out. And which color are you?
I'm always white if I can be.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So let me just full screen this, and let's slow down to 0.75, and we'll go from there. So I'm sharing screen now. Let me know if you can see what's on my end.
Pull up here.
We have liftoff?
Yep, we're good.
Okay, so starting off strong with a good okay, so that I would say the down smash. Why are we down smashing when we have death grab? Like
what was the situation? Can we go back a moment?
Yeah, so you like dodge this and then you go for counter hit with ground.
I was just scared. I was like down smash is faster. I didn't want to get grabbed.
True. Okay. It's only 2 frames faster though.
Yeah.
So like this is the fear factor, I think. Like we need to take a deep breath, and we need to like kind of I will say, okay, so obviously we know I
can't believe I get 4-stock this game. I can't believe I get 4-stock.
You get 4-stocked? Okay. So first and foremost, this is all gold. Why are we up airing?
Oh, instead of fairing?
Yeah, like this is so what I'm seeing here is you have the right idea in the matchup. It's just that like the way that we're going about finishing our food and the way the openings we're playing for are just not like max efficiency. So the interesting thing about this matchup, I would say, is that like that was gorgeous by him.
I know. When he did that, look at me. I was smiling. I was like, God damn. This was before I was tilted. This is when I was like, hey, this is looking like an okay set.
Yeah, and the thing is like, but here's my theory of the case with this matchup. When you play when you play for openings like this, like counter hit, crouch cancel, down smash and stuff, like stuff that doesn't even kill him even if you connect it. Like I would feel much better about that down smash if these were down tilts. Because they're still fast, they're still powerful get off me tool, but like they don't have the whole like you have an entire like second and a half to like react and punish, you know. Even with that, down tilt is still kind of scary. So like the other thing we want to consider is it if we lose the scramble, like we get tapped by like something like this spaced fair, do we even necessarily want to stay in the fight? Like, look at how he gets this hit. So he gets the needle damage, if I recall, then gets the forward tilt grab. So we're at 28. Like, do we even, like, after he hits us with this fair, do we even want to, like, stay in the fight if he comes over to hit us, right?
Right. Let's see, maybe just, like, try to reset the neutral.
Yeah, so let's talk about this situation, because I think that this is a pretty good microcosm for, like, the issues in the matchup overall. And I think that we can like kind of like expand outwards. So what I see us going on is, you know, the undershoot, overshoot, whiff punish triangle?
Of course.
Okay, so what I see here is nothing but nothing but undershoots. So like we are when this is the space we effectively occupy when we're like here, because we can this is where down smash hits, it's where our back air and fair hit. Like this is essentially like our zone, like this kind of area here. So if we've formalized it, this kind of like shell is Sheik's territory. What we are doing every time he taps us is we are putting up the defense, like we're raising the wall basically. And what he's doing is just waiting outside of it and then hitting us. So what I'm saying is, if instead of like committing to this, it sounds silly, but what if we rolled away from him?
Roll back?
Yeah, like what if we rolled to here? He has to cover all this space now in order to get us. We're outside his boost grab range. Like, boost grab probably connects, like, Boost grab from like perfect, like assuming he does it perfectly, probably connects over here. Like this looks about like the distance of a Falco tech roll.
Right, until I'm actionable again. Like if he boost grabs until I'm actionable, he'll end up right there.
Yeah. And then the cool thing is by rolling to this spot, if he misses the boost grab or dash attack, we're actually able to punish him.
Right.
Because roll takes takes I believe 29 or 30, and boost grab takes 40 plus the startup of the dash attack. So plus 4 to get the to even be able to do the dash attack, 3 to 1 to like do it. This is a 45 to 47 frame commitment that he is.
Holy shit! I didn't actually realize boost grab was that big of a commit.
Yeah, it's huge. That's part of why I liked dash attack more, because dash attack is only like 37 or something. So, but
yeah, that's like almost a full second.
Yeah. So the cool thing that we're learning here is we're dissecting the commitments that we have like on the that we're dissecting the commitments we make in the Sheik Ditto. And we're kind of like learning that some of the tools we're going for aren't very efficient. The other neat thing I'd point out is, how long do you think her down smash is out for?
How long is down smash out? Like when
how long is Sheik committed when she down smashes?
I would say probably 50 frames.
That is exact. You are one off. It's 49, so close enough.
Okay.
Like that's.
I was trying to picture it.
No, that's really good. Like if that's how much you can eyeball it, that's amazing. But if that's active for 49 frames, why would we not down tilt? Why would we not down tilt, forward tilt, up tilt? Like if we go for any of our other counterattack options, like we're so much more actionable.
Right. So if I'm like panicking when he's at this percent, there's no reason to really down smash. I can just tilt him.
I would say I would go as far as to say that it is very rare that I want my panic button to be down smash in this matchup. I would say that down smashing as the panic button is what gets us killed in this matchup.
Yeah, because you got grabbed.
Right, and the risk reward is so skewed against us. Like down to like if we compare like here, let's like just quickly like compare frames. So let's do like a quick assessment on frame data. So down smash we've established is 49. Okay, so then D-tilt. How long do you think D-tilt is 20? D-tilt is 29, but because of the interruptible frame, it's actually 27. There's only 27 mandatory frames because it interrupts on 28.
Okay.
F-tilt is even better. F-tilt I think is like 25 total, like for mandatory. Because it has an interruptible that happens on, I want to say 26. Oh no, it's 26 mandatory. So 26 mandatory. Like
so it's almost exactly the same as down tilt.
Yeah, and then you could argue that down tilt is better in some ways because it keeps us low profiled. So like when we're coming out of it, like we're going into crouch, right? Right. Which means that like it means that the certain parts of Sheik's God, what is it? Brain, please work. Okay, yeah. So Sheik's jump cancel grab, it doesn't hit with the with the furthest hitbox. She has to actually be like more overlapped with us. So certain defensive spacings they might keep to like try to avoid being like spot dodge grabbed and stuff, like will not work as effectively on the D tilt. But the F tilt is overall more efficient. And up tilt, although crouch cancel up tilt is insanely hard, so if you don't go with this one, that's fine. 25, and it has the second hit on top of it. So of course. Yeah, like you have so many more. You have things that are almost like that are more than a full third of a second faster, almost twice as fast as this option, and like these all lead to kills. That's the other side of it. So that'll like these should be the things that we're looking for, because like there was no reason to get hit by the second grab.
Right. No, because I literally was just I was just mashing down smash. I'm like, I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit. And of course, by mashing an option brainlessly, I got hit.
Yeah, like you know what? We did not respect the power of one of Sheik's tools, And like, you know, we kind of had an inflated idea on like on how powerful Sheik's tools are. So let's take a look at this recovery real quick. I know.
Also, when I'm recovering like this, I need to start holding out if I'm landing on stage.
That. Yep, I would agree with that. The other thing I would say is, why are we trying why are we conserving our jump when he's committed like this? So when he charges needles like this, my thinking is, and you can agree or disagree, but why are we going low?
I don't know, because even rewatching this, I thought my recovery here was a little bit weird, and normally I would be like, oh, I want to jump because if I get hit by those needles, I'm dead.
Yeah, and the other cool thing is, like, Sheik does benefit from a high recovery. Like, if we think about like where she goes, like she's probably about here right now. If we can get into about like this position here with our natural fall from here, like if we can get somewhere in this box, this is really...
We have the options of ledge, plat, or stage.
Yeah, we have a mix-up. And the cool thing is then that also means we transition well into falling here, where we have the timing mix-up like here, here, and here. Right? So we go from this zone into this zone from here, but on the way there we have all of the original like recovery mix-ups available to us as well.
Right, okay. So basically when there is a chance to recover high, take it.
Yeah, like I would say
not recover high exactly, but to like be above the stage rather than recovering below the recover high.
Yeah. So the only caveat to that I would say is this is more effective when Sheik is facing towards you. Because when Sheik is facing away from us, we have this to worry about, right? We have her back air.
Yeah.
But when she's facing towards us, her moves don't really like cover that above her well. This is why her back air is such a cool tool, such a critical tool. We want to go high, face it when she's facing towards us. Facing forward when facing forward. I'm getting the tablet today, I think. And that's so I can draw better. And then
okay, nice.
Yeah, and then
it's going pretty fast today.
Yeah. And then the other thing I would say is going lower is better. Low better when she's facing away. Yeah, she faces away. Because, yeah, like, that's really the dynamic here. That's really the dynamic. It still can be good to, like, try to, like, tease the outside of her back air, like, with the high recovery, but it's much harder, so, like, you kind of have to make a decision there, but, yeah. And then I would say that, yeah, like, DIing away from her when you're entering that zone. The only reason I'm kind of hesitant to count that one is because she can just nair and like, multitask. Oh, no, she's gonna get this grab, isn't she? Okay. Oh, there...
It's coming. There we go. That's it.
So we're now playing Leapfrog with nairs.
Yes.
And we know better than to do that fair off stage. Yeah, this is just...
I know. This is where the frustration begins, I think.
Yeah. So what I would say here is, I think the most important thing for you right now in this game is to identify the emotion is to accept and acknowledge the emotion you're feeling in this match. I feel like my suspicion is that you fight the emotion a lot. Or you try either that or you pretend it's not there.
I definitely tried to ignore it. In this particular case, I remember being like, I'm trying to ignore the emotion here.
And then it caused you to get four-stocked. It contributed to you getting four-stocked, and you got mad, and you like unplugged late. Like, let's think about this more productively. What would happen, you do think, if you accepted and acknowledged the emotion?
I think that I would be able to try to recognize a couple of the situations where the bigger issue here is like you said, and you pointed out very early on, there's this fear factor of like, I really don't want to get grabbed. This Ditto is scary, and so when I'm playing, it's really hard for me to think about what's going on because I'm so scared of getting grabbed. And so those panic down smashes, before I went back and looked at this set, I didn't even realize I had done those. I like that wasn't even something that registered. And then I look at that and I'm like, oh shit, that's awful. Like, but I'm sure that I did something similar in the next game. So it's like more like I do know that I'm frustrated, but I can't really. In that moment, I feel like I wasn't really able to do anything besides try to clear my head, but I didn't have a new game plan. If that makes sense.
It does. So, have you ever seen a movie called Kung Fu Panda?
Dude, oh my god, I fucking love that movie.
Okay, so I love that movie too. It's so good. Do you know the turtle? Like Oogway?
Of course, Master Oogway.
So there is a very famous quote by him. I think it goes something like, "One often meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it."
Most often meets his destiny. Most often meets his destiny when he's trying to avoid it.
Yeah, exactly. So, what I'm getting at here is, we are trying so hard not to get grabbed, and we are putting so much focus into like avoiding the grab, because it's gonna lead to the lost, and the overreaction that we have to that is causing us to get grabbed and lose. So, I do not think it is your destiny to lose to this person. However, I am saying it will be if we do not take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a moment to accept and acknowledge that we are afraid of losing, and move on from it. Because we cannot fight this guy when we're also fighting ourselves. That's all there is to it. He is a very difficult opponent, and we can't fight him and us at the same time. We are not that good. No one is that good. Like, not in this matchup, because it's punishment. It's very punishing. So, when you notice that you're afraid of the death grab, do you think you'll be able to point out when it happens in this game? This next one we're going to
It's happen right away. I think it happens right. I start running away.
Okay.
I think.
And how good is running away in this matchup?
I don't know. I won't pretend to know.
It's okay. It's not like game breaking. It's fine. Usually, to beat a top tier, your strategy needs to be a little bit better than fine. But, so far... Okay, so this is the other thing I would recommend. I know that you're trying to be cool and fancy. It is very important, and it's boring, and I apologize for making you do this. But, it is very important to just hit them with the strong back air here. Strong back air or the reverse fair here once in a while.
Okay.
Because you'll notice... Like, there's no reason... Like, he's willing to just counter hit you. Because he knows that, when he DIs even slightly away, he's just free to counter hit you. Because he has so much confidence that you're going to go for that kind of extension. Punish him. Just kick him off the stage.
Right.
It's not cool, but it is important to, do the... it's important to show rock sometimes. That's how I look at it. This is okay.
No, and this is where it all went downhill, right? Okay, that's right. I remember I was feeling okay. I'm like, all right, I'm playing this a little bit better. I'm playing it a little more safe or around his options, and then I just threw myself off stage, and killed myself.
So so when you're running over here, what should you be doing?
I mean, I just I need to recognize that I'm too late to stop him from getting the ledge. I just have to sort of, I think, just wait out, go to platform, try to wait for him to get onto stage and see what he does.
Oh, I think you can get the edge here.
Oh, with uppy?
Yeah, not with up B. What you do is you teeter here. So you how this would look would be... So when you're on your way over...
I let go, I turn around, and then wave dash fast fall back to ledge.
Yeah, so around here you let go. So then here you teeter. So this would be step 1, let go. Step 2, teeter. And then step 3 is dash inward. Dash inward fast for a short period of time. And then it would be for wave dash fast fall.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it takes a little bit of getting used to, but like it's not that hard to do. Yeah, and honestly, these can be kind of like the same step because they're basically together. But yeah, like you could totally I think that like having a faster edge grab here would like would solve that. But I think that the more important thing to notice is to take a deep breath, acknowledge like this game is going better, yes, but that like so then here when the game is going better like this, what does it feel like? Is it fear or relief?
I think I was relieved. I was like, okay, this feels good. I'm feeling okay. I just really want to make sure I get this lead. I just want to take this stock first because I'm coming off a game where I just got 4 stock after getting him to 90% on the first stock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he's at 114. I just need to make sure I take this stock first.
Right. So I'm going to tell you something a little controversial. I think that these moments where like we're feeling good are actually some of the most important ones to breathe it out and feel them and allow us to acknowledge the emotion and move on from it.
I remember you said this. I was reading. I read MGVA General fairly religiously, so I did see you talking about this in there 2 days ago or something.
Yeah, and it's something that I covered with Ben Snape when we were like doing his sessions together as well. Like the challenge that I gave to him was that he had to call out the emotions he was feeling say them out loud to me during his games, and I noticed that he was doing a lot of the negative ones, but then he started picking it up. Like he kind of naturally self-corrected. I didn't have to mention it. And he started calling out like that he was like satisfied, that he was like. Then he like 4-stocked somebody like in the Fox did and was like, I'm super like excited and happy. And I was like, it is important for us to like wash those emotions away so that we can come at the next game with a clean slate. Because if we carry them over and things turn against us, that's really when the crash happens. Because we've gone like from positive all the way down to like disappointing. That's a long way down. But if we go from neutral to disappointing, there's not nearly as much impact.
And I think we're all, I mean, you know, I saw you talk about your example with Kazu after 4-stocking him and then losing the next game, and you're like, I'm the worst player on earth. How am I losing to this guy that's clearly so much worse than me?
Yeah, and he was like top 30 in the world at the time, and I think I was top 20.
Right.
So it's like we're not really that far apart, like real talk. But
exactly.
I did not look at it that way when I was doing my self-talk initially. But then fortunately by that point I had figured it out, and I was like, yeah. And know what? The funny thing is like you say that like this is where like you've kind of lost, and I think this is the moment where you basically like give up because you're walking forward and jabbing and stuff. Like you're just like the head goes back. Like it's just we're in panic mode. This is Mayday.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. So. Yeah, like we're not even trying to do the right play anymore, I feel.
Oh, it's like painful to watch.
It's okay. Know what? So it's painful. What are you feeling right now?
Oh, just sort of like, I mean, well,
it's okay. Be honest. This is a safe space.
Looking back at it now, I feel a little bit less bad than I did thinking about it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Where when I thought about it, I was like, I got so fucked up because this guy knows this matchup so much better than I do. And now looking at this, I'm like, I see the things that I'm doing wrong. And I see myself making very stupid decisions. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm selling myself short a little bit because I had a really bad set.
I would say, so first of all, I would say you're not making super stupid decisions. You're making decisions that are beleaguered by tilt. You are tilted right now. You're very upset about like how things are going, and you're just kind of like flailing. What we needed to do is we needed to process like breathing out the emotion, like acknowledging what's going on, and just allowing. Because like think about it. Everyone always. Something that not bothers me, but something that I always find very amusing is a lot of times when I bring up like the whole like acknowledge what you're feeling and like breathe, people are like, but like how will I have time to do that during the set? And I'm like, this is like if you don't fix an unhealthy mentality, it can haunt you for 3 games in a row.
Can you go back for a moment?
Absolutely.
I
further.
just wanted to see that interaction there. But yes, it can't. I am listening though. I hear you.
Yeah.
That mentality can haunt you for 3 games.
Yeah, that mentality can haunt you for 3 games. So my question is how can you afford to keep how can you if it costs you 1 interaction that you can choose where it takes place, because you can go to the platform, you can go to the edge, you can move while you're doing this. Can you afford to not do it? If the penalty is you don't fix the thing that's causing you to play make, not informed plays. Can you afford to not, correct your mentality? I don't think you can. I don't think anyone can. I've never...
I also gave up there, too.
Yeah, you've given up 2 games. You that game was over before it even started. As soon as that first stock went awry, that game was over. And now we're gonna go to FD, and I can only imagine what happens here.
I've never done this against him. This was I was so tilted. I was I just want to try and chain grab his ass and see if I can win.
Weirdly enough, I would not be surprised if this is the game that goes best. If that was the logic, I would actually not be surprised even if this game doesn't go well. I actually think there's odds that this one goes okay. Cuz that is the first correct play that I've seen you do. That is the first, really, really smart play that I've seen you go for. This needle into grab. Because, the thing about this needle into grab is it addresses what he's doing. The needle is low to the ground, so, you have a decent... This didn't combo, but you had some frame advantage to play with, and you actually caught him out of his wave dash or jump squat. So, that was really, really well done. That was, an actual, 9 or 10 out of... 8 or 9 out of 10 play. No notes. Great play. The only reason it's not perfect is because there was a little bit of room for him to spot dodge, which is a very minor consideration in this matchup. But yeah, there was technically counterplay on his end if he read it. But yeah, in terms of it being a great play, absolutely. And I haven't really seen you that back air was great. These are the type. This looks more like you. It probably sounds weird, but this looks actually much more like you. Let's talk tech chasing for a second. Do you know how to get out of the RTC?
Yeah, I should. It's tech rolling in.
Tech rolling forward.
Super reactable because I held. What do you say? I held in front of him, and then tech rolled in, so I didn't get as much distance.
So it's when she tech rolls forward.
Right.
So we probably know it as tech rolling in. But so think of it this way. Because she's rolling back, because you've gone on this side, she's actually rolling back by doing this, because she's facing this way, right? So it's not that you don't get as much distance, it's actually that you move sooner in the tech roll, so it's more obvious where you're going. But given that you had the trap there, I can understand why you didn't go for that. But what I'd say that means is you could have just gone the other way. You could have DI'd to Exodus throw the other way. And that might have been that might have helped you. All of this looks good.
How do I finish here though? I just
that works. That works. What you did works, you just missed the dash jump.
I just need to okay, so I need to grind that out. I just need to grind out the low fair.
Yeah. Dash short hop fair.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see. I missed the dash and I full hop now.
Yeah, exactly. And if you short hop, it always combos.
Right.
You have to hit the dash jump, but that's something that me and Mewtwo King I feel we're a lot better than the other Sheiks at. Back when I was playing, it was me, Mewtwo King, and Swedish Delight, and I felt what helped us in the Ditto a lot, versus Shroomed and company, was just that we didn't drop the dash short hop fair.
It's huge because it's like the Marthritis thing. It's all these Mars can combo the Fox till a bajillion % on FD, but only Zane seems to know how to actually kill them off of it.
Yeah, it's Zane, Ossify, and Kadoran on a good day, and then that's it.
And then everyone else gets the Fox to 120, 130, and then the Fox their throws just don't kill the Fox, and the Fox just lives another long ass time.
Yeah, and it's kind of they're just starting the game at 100 damage ahead. So it's That's why the matchup looks. But then they have to deal with arthritis, so the matchup looks like super. Like the matchup looks kind of fair. But then like Zayn is just like no, no, it's not. Like absolutely not. And then Cody just like best players in the worlds him, and it's like okay, never mind. Maybe this is like unfair. Maybe this is fair, and then it's like but like he's the best player.
Yeah, watching I was at Creed on Saturday. I lost to two Falcons, Panos and Anchor. We're both pretty good Falcons.
Okay.
I could have beat Anchor for sure. I actually also could have beat Panos high key. He did not feel as strong as I expected him to be. And I think it's like I need to stop thinking about how good my opponent is going in, because I think that was almost distracting to me, thinking about, hey, this guy actually feels kind of beatable. Maybe I can win this set. Like maybe just try and focus up, and like, but even that is just sort of taking away from the game.
It contributes nothing.
It really does contribute. It like actually adds nothing, and it's not like it even feels better if I win that I thought about winning beforehand. It's like it does nothing. So
out of curiosity, have you ever heard the A game or B game concept by like Drug Fox and people?
No.
Okay, so like Armada was big into it too, and it's just like the idea of like, I'm playing my B game, so I'm not like this is a B game option. I'm not as locked in, so I'm going for like an easier move or something like that. You've never heard that?
I guess it like I haven't heard it referred to as A game, B game options, but I've like heard it's like, oh, I wasn't feeling as consistent that my crouch tech chasing, so I was just running up shielding on knockdown like this time.
Oh yeah. So that would be like A game, B game. So
yeah, okay.
I hate the A game, B game concept. I think it is completely useless, and I think it's useless for the same reason that you have tapped into why thinking about your opponent's skill level is useless. It's because the judgment of whether or not something is good or bad doesn't really add anything to our understanding of it. And like obviously like to a point that's like in some ways that's not true, but like for the purpose of the improvement process, it doesn't really do anything. Because the problem with like assessing things on like A game, B game, or like good option, bad option, like good option, okay option, bad option, is that if we're playing our B game, if we're using options in our B game, there's no psychologically beneficial way for us to look at that interaction after the fact, no matter what the outcome of the set is. Because if we look at it like, if we win, then we're just going to go, okay, thank God my like B game was good enough for me to win, right? That's probably the reaction we have. But like, it doesn't say anything about like why we went for that option. This is a physical game. Like maybe our hands were misaligned, right? A lot of times, like when we want to go for like something like a crouch tech chase, what if we're just not in like, what if because the opponent's been putting so much pressure on us, we're just not in the right frame of mind to do it, right? Like we're hyperventilating, tech chasing requires a lot of like clarity of mind. We're just not really in the we're not in the zone for it.
Right.
If we don't acknowledge those things and we don't use them in our judgment of what we're supposed to do, all we have is like these extremely efficient kill bots that choke. Like, and I know you've seen the type of player I'm talking about. So I kind of view evaluating skill before the match or during the match in the same way. It doesn't really contribute anything to it because all it does is it encourages us to psych ourselves out, and it encourages us to tunnel vision. And both of those things are things that we then have to overcome. Yeah.
I almost had two sides of the spectrum at Creed, where I played a Falcon as my round one. His name was Idonafu. I never heard of him. And I four-stocked him game one, and I was like, well, that was easy. And so he takes me to FD. I like kill myself twice. He takes the game, and I'm like, well, I like fucked up, whatever. And so my ego is like, take him back to FD, clean up. And I lose the next game on FD without killing myself. And I was like, all right, chill. Maybe this guy is a little bit better than we were thinking. And I was like, all right, let's just take him to a stage with platforms, not back to FD, and let's try
Fountain of Dreams, moving on. Like, yep.
Yeah, and that worked. I then I 4-stocked him the next game. I 3-stocked him the last game. And so it was like, and I could tell there that thinking my opponent was worse than me made me play so much worse, to the point where I was going from 4-stocking like almost every game to literally losing.
Wild, right?
It was kind of wild that that shift in mentality where I like, when my back was against the wall, I was like, oh, this guy could actually beat me. That suddenly, that's when I like went back to 4-stocking and 3-stocking when I took it seriously. But then on the other side of the coin, I play panel, so I'm like, I know this guy's like a lot better than me. It's like, I'll be happy if this goes to game 5 or something, and then I take, like, game 1 is really close down to the wire. Game 2, I take it. Game 3, I switch to Samus, which I shouldn't have done. Game 4, I like, it was also like down to the wire. I had the lead the whole time, blah blah blah, but couldn't quite close it out. So it's like those, which is why I say I should just try not to think about that. And I also I don't really feel like I don't think I have too much of a B game. I have like my straightforward plan of what I'm trying to do in a certain set. I think one of the issues I'm struggling with in the Sheik Ditto is I don't really know exactly what to be doing in neutral. There's a few things I know, like I dash dance around, I wave dash around, I throw a needle here and there, I space bears, and on occasion when I think that there's an opportunity, maybe I can overshoot. But I don't really know exactly when I should engage in neutral, or what I should be looking for. What am I looking for an opponent like Mo Money to do in neutral? I don't know.
Structurally, it's extremely similar to the Falcon matchup.
Okay.
So think about it, right? So imagine you're fighting a Wizrobe style Falcon, right? So it doesn't have to be Wizrobe skill level, but Wizrobe style.
Right.
The ranges in the Sheik Ditto, they conform very similarly because you have this kind of wall space that's actually, you know what, let me boot up UnclePunch and I can show you more easily there. Give me a second. Because, yeah, we can get a real demonstration going. Okay, so let's turn the monitor off and let's turn UnclePunch on and see what we do. See what it does. Let me know if you can see what's going on.
Yeah, I got it. I see it.
Okay, perfect. So let's go into the training lab real quick.
Kaze, do you ever do friendlies with your trainees, your mentees?
I can. Do you want to play?
No, I can't right now. But I was thinking maybe for our next session, play a couple Sheik Dittos, and you could just give me some pointers.
Sure. My Sheik is not in shape, so that's part of why I generally don't do it. But
I think that's even if it's I think there's still things you can tell me. It's I see you doing this in the Sheik Ditto, and you should do this instead.
Cool. So, the Sheik's, my theory of Sheik, my little idea, is that Sheik is one of the there are 2 types of top tier characters of the top 6. You've got specialists like Fox, Falco, and Jigglypuff, who in the undershoot, overshoot, whiff, punish triangle, they have 2 that they dominate at. So for Fox, it's overshooting and it's whiff punishing. For Falco, it's undershooting and overshooting because lasers, and for Jigglypuff, it's whiff punishing and undershooting. Sheik, Marth, and Falcon are special because they don't actually dominate any single one of those facets. Not in the way that the other 3 do. What they have that makes them magical is that they are good at all 3 of them, and fairly evenly good at all 3 of them. So, my theory of the case is that Sheik has this range here, where she can forward tilt, where she has her fair. Basically all of her poking moves hit in roughly this spot.
Right, that spot right in front of her, a character length in front of her.
Yeah, exactly. One wave dash length, one good wave dash forward.
Right.
This is her magic spot. This is kind of the zone I think that Sheik wants to be in, because what you can do from here is you can if we have this Sheik do other things, we'll just have her do a bunch of stuff. Can record, sure. We'll have her just fair, short off fair, short off fair, forward tilt, short off fair, forward tilt, dash away, sure. So like you can kind of like play like footsies here with your movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can kind of dance and go for counter grab. You can also go behind her. Like this is, you can kind of go second by just like faring on top of her, like this.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm like messing it up because, again, out of practice, but you can kind of see how this is kind of like a magical zone where like the Sheik who bites first kind of loses.
Right.
So, because of this zone being designed that way, you kind of have a dash. This is the spot where you want. If you're gonna dash dance, this is kind of the magic spot to do it. And again, I cannot emphasize enough just how good like going behind Sheik is as a Sheik.
Okay.
Because again, like she kind of walls in front.
Sheik is very good. So like, if you see Sheik committing moves, try to sneak behind her.
Yeah, and the other thing here is that like, if you see the other Sheik jump, it can also be good to like call it out and try to anti-air them with your fair like this. Because like once you get like this fair, it combos to grab so easily. Like this is an opening that I played for a lot.
So something that Mo Money has been doing a lot is he's been using Nair as like this sort of anti-air approach to me.
Like this thing?
Like just like that, yes, like that over and over, and I'm like, but he's only doing it if he sees that so maybe I need to start throwing out some safer aerials and then sort of acting like I'm gonna do it and let him throw out his Nair. Yeah,
that could work. The other thing that you could do is instead of, you could just like jump back with your fair.
Right. Aerials, jump back with fair. Make it hard for counter hit or hit with Nair. And then also
you could also like rising full hop fair to go onto the platform or something like that too. Like if you do this and then like this and then like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Like the Waveland is more for just like style because I like doing it, but like you kind of see what I mean. Like there's ways to use, because Sheik plays so many positions effectively, like something like this where you just like short hop, like go back onto the side platform, then shield drop forward, like that works.
Kaze, do you claw?
I do.
Oh fuck yeah, that's why this is so easy for you.
I play Ness. Like nothing is easy for me. But this.
Like, no, this fucking the jump back though, because I mean that means you're using the C stick, right?
Yeah.
For that aerial.
Yeah, but I could do this with like A button. Like that was with A button. Like this one, okay. Like this one here was. These are A button.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So
cool.
it's doable. Like it's harder, but like I would like if I do it with jump C stick, like I can still do it, it's just it comes out slower because like yeah.
So would you recommend learning to claw?
I would recommend, I mean like you don't have to claw everything. I'd say that like it's worth it to like be able to do certain things with the character. Like I think her edge guarding benefits from it a lot.
Really?
Yeah, so like here, let's go to FD for a second real quick. Let me show you what it looks like. So let's actually use Fox for this. Actually, no, what we'll do, we'll use the Armada training. That's like probably easier. Yeah, Armada Shine training. And we'll be Sheik. Let's go to FD. So, when I have Claw, like with Claw, I never have to worry about, I never have to compromise my like, my angle basically. My drift, yeah. Which means I can do my things like this.
Okay.
Like you see, and the thing is, like, because of like the cliff weight frames, like because of the cliff weight frames, like, you can't act immediately when you grab the edge anyhow, so it gives you a perfect time to switch your hand positions.
Right.
Like, I kind of hope that he does something like that's a little trickier to edge guard. Yeah. Like, I know he's not able to make that back. Like, I know he's just not able to make that back. Like, yeah, I'm messing these up a little bit, because, again, I haven't played her in a while, but, like...
But I see, you're able to re-grab and then bear again so quickly.
Yep.
Love that one. And then up.
Yep. Just some cute, it's kind of cool. Honestly, that was actually fun. If I could just edgeguard Fox all day with her, I would do it.
It's like, oh man, when I throw Fox off stage and I actually get the edgeguard, that's one of the best fucking that's gives me the same sort of satisfaction as getting a good tipper up smash. Is like edgeguarding Fox and Falco with Bear. Especially Fox. I mean, he's just fucking edgeguard sometimes.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like, you see how I'm like dragging you get to use like the hitbox drag effect, like really effectively. Like, see how he's able to like move into him to like prevent him from being able to like wall ride there. Like, that's one of like the big things I like doing with it. And that one I shouldn't have gone for that one. I should have strong hit him at some point. But...
Right, exactly. But I mean, I know you're just showcasing like why this is useful, but and then see that's so good. So when you do you ever? I feel like I should also claw sometimes when I'm grounded, because I just see players who claw use ASDI down to such powerful effect, especially at low percents. When you're clawing, what do you use to wave dash? Like, what buttons do you hit?
Oh, Y and L, I think. Y and L or R. Yeah, Y and L. Y and L, yeah.
Y and L. Oh, man. It's a little tough for me because I have a depressed R trigger, which makes it really easy for me to wave dash with R. And I'm, kind of used to that. I think it's just, it's a practice thing. I think once I get that down, the wave dashing, that'll be quite a bit easier. I think it's just something that I need to practice. Have you always been a clawer? I've
been clawing since 2006.
Okay.
2007. Yeah, 7-8. So okay. Long time, basically.
Do you feel like it should take me long to learn how to claw? I don't know if that's even a question you can answer, but...
I would say that clawing is one of those things where it is beneficial to have an idea on whether or not what you are trying to get out of clawing. That is my answer. So, do I have to transform? Okay, yeah.
So I really want claw so I can get better drift on aerials and so I can ASDI down.
Yeah. So let's see here. I'm actually not clawing that. Oh, do I have to hold A? Okay, cool. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, there you go.
This is... Oh, random DI, combo DI. There we go. Missed the dash. There we go.
Okay, so I can just put this, and I can put it to combo DI and it'll always DI out?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll always DI out. If you want her to go behind you, it's oh wait, actually, so for some reason the survival DI looks like it's the correct one on her down throw, but maybe that might just be UnclePunch being buggy, because it's sometimes buggy with Sheik. Sometimes, so if you want to make her always combo DI, what you can actually do with her that makes it easy is just use the custom DI function. The trajectory DI custom is sometimes useful here. So this would be around, it's around here, I think, that is the good DI. And around around this.
That just makes it hardest to hit the fair.
Yeah, this would be considered, I think, optimal DI. So trajectory DI custom, low, smash DI frequency none, very good. I guess it doesn't actually technically matter because we're just throwing her and hitting her. But this should be, like, the best DI possible, or close to it. Okay, so we're a little bit off. So let's just fix our custom DI. So maybe it's a bit more like here. No, more outward. So like this.
I was gonna say, like, it looks a little bit low.
That looks better.
It does look better.
Yeah.
I think it could actually even be a little bit further out.
Yeah, so like here maybe?
Yeah, like there, I would probably do... There we go.
Yeah, this is the right one. But like this is consistent. Like the nice thing about this is consistent because it just makes her do like this DI over and over again. And you can also confirm with UnclePunch pretty easily to make sure that like your coordinate is correct. Yeah. So the combo training is not ideal, but like you have other ways of making it work.
Right. Okay. No, that's really good. So, put Sheik to.
Yeah. Trajectory DI custom. Like the cool thing about custom trajectory DI is you can also then like have her survival DI if you want to see what like. See what I mean?
Yeah. No, that is really cool.
Yeah. The only thing is you need them to be consecutive hits. Otherwise, it'll just reset to like the first hit. But like. This is like a really powerful mode for like getting a sense of like when you do things and what you do next. Yeah. I would say like how often do you use the training lab?
I mostly use it for like sometimes I use it to practice. I think the bigger issue here is like I've never used training mode to practice comboing Sheik. I have used it for Peach, I've used it for Puff, Marth, Fox, Falco. I've never used it for the Sheik Ditto.
Okay.
I think there's a bit of a mental block with me where something about the Sheik Ditto feels kind of cursed, and I would rather not think about it. But I know that it's like an unavoidable thing. You know what's funny is that like part of me really does would like to pick up a Fox, but I just don't want to play the Fox Ditto or Fox Falco. And it's like, I think no matter which character I played, I would probably hate whatever Ditto I had to play.
So I would say that like, okay, some cool things that you can do in here if you want to like get into like, if you want to use training mode more effectively.
Oh shit.
So fighter collision. So this gives you where your hitboxes are.
Oh, what?
So that's super useful. And if you want to see them exactly without like the interference of the character model, you can turn character model off. Cool, huh? Now this is a bit of a different.
What's environmental collision?
Yep, this is environmental collision. So this one's useful for like understanding like why your wavelands and stuff aren't like perfect. Like again, because you can see like them in relation to the platform pretty effectively. You can actually see them even more clearly if you take the others off, because you can like just see the ECBs if you wanted to. It's a little wacky, but like.
What the fuck?
What?
I've never seen this. What the hell?
Yeah. So you can kind of see the game from different angles with this. The environment collision box, like you also have like the ledge grab boxes on top, because that's what the blue and the red are.
Wait, what are the blue and the red?
So the blue and the red are your ledge collision boxes. So like, you know how you can't like grab Battlefield? So the red one basically means the red box can't be touching the blue part of this blue like edge grab area. It probably is easier if we do zoom. So you see how there's like a blue space and like a red space? If the red space is touching it, you can't grab the edge. But when it's separated, that's when you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is like how the game reads like when how you do edge grabs. And if you'll notice, over here, it's a green one. The green one is basically the same as the blue one. The green one basically corresponds to the red one. The blue one, the blue box can't touch the green box, I believe.
I see. So if the blue box is touching the green box, then I won't grab ledge?
Yeah.
Okay, weird.
I feel like they should have just flipped it, but for some reason they decided to go with this method. But, yeah.
Like, just make it so that the boxes turn whichever way you're facing?
Yeah. Or just change the color of the stage, like, on the other side.
Okay, so I have a few things here that I think are good for dealing with, and some good things to practice. Also, the other thing I need to do is I need to get some save states. Do you know Clown? Have you ever heard of a fox player named Clown?
Nope.
He's just like, he's kind of a grinder, but like not exactly a grinder of like, he likes to study and learn about the game. And he like designs save states and stuff, and he made this tech chasing save state where they disappear right after the first few reactable frames of the animation, like before they start moving.
Oh yeah, I have that one. So he made that.
Yeah, so Clown designed that.
That's sick.
It is awesome. I need to just actually download that and get that going, because I've heard that does wonders for learning how to tech chase better.
Oh, do you want it? I have the code.
Yeah, if you could just shoot that over to me so I don't have to, like, you know, think about going and getting it, then yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll send it to you after our session.
And it is 5 o'clock, so, and I think that we've fleshed out stuff pretty well today.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different structure, but did you find it helpful?
Yes, I did. I feel like it's just, even if I'm aware of my mentality issues, it's really helpful to have, like, it's almost like a therapist being like, hey, look, like, you do have to, even if you know what your emotions are, you need to consider it, rationalize it, deep breaths, and then lock in.
That is a wonderful process. And yes, you have to actually do it. It doesn't work if you don't do it.